to our show, The Grooms. The goal of the show is to hear about the marriage from the groom without informing the bride about it. We are going to interview you about your marriage, but first, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm Christian, and marriage is super important to me. I see marriage as a wonderful thing that God designed for us, and we people should obey His will. So, because 2 Corinthians 6 says, "Do not be equally unyoked with unbelievers," I married a Christian woman, and we are blessed to be together.
You had start? Oh yeah, you had start. My name is Aliyev and I don't really believe in love. I think people get in a relationship because they got some comfortable with the person. Like people might want money, sex or fame in their life, so they had someone who can satisfy their desires. For example, I married my wife because she's very hot.
Professor Victor Glensky is my name, and I have a PhD in biology and psychology.
How do you know which girl to date?
If this girl cute and got the beautiful body and she's tall and famous on TikTok, then I will date her.
And why do you date somebody?
To get fun, to get sex, and to get dating experience.
From my point of view, the focus of relationship is marriage. And people's purpose in dating is not to find the right person, but actually to be the right person themselves. I heard some girls saying, "I want a muscular guy who would be rich and who will please me in every way. I wish I could find someone like that." But don't you find that self-centered? You want him to be an ideal, but you don't want to be an ideal yourself.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
In my opinion, people date because they want to find the right person. They want to find somebody who will be a perfect fit for them.
How would you define marriage?
When you sign a legal paper and then live with this person.
Genesis 2:24 says marriage is leave, cleave, and one flesh. Leave means you leave your parents as the primary source of physical, emotional, and social relationship, and you form a new family with your beloved person. Cleave means you stick with that person with permanence, and you make a commitment to stay with him or her until death. And the last thing is when a man and a woman become one flesh. You look as one, you act as one, and you have a mission as one. This is where you get companionship, emotional fulfillment, erotic fulfillment, and partnership. The best example of one flesh is a child, because a child takes a part from each parent and make it one.
Can't you live with a person before marriage?
Yeah, you can.
So how is marriage different from dating?
It's like more official, I guess.
Okay, let's say you're not saved and you marry a non-Christian woman, but later you convert to Christianity. Would you leave that woman?
Well, the Bible says I should stay with her even though she is a non-believer. And if she would stay with me, I would persuade her to accept Christianity as I once did. But I wouldn't do it by talking to her, I would do it through my actions.
How would you stay with a woman who is not a kind person like you? For example, she hates football and likes ballet instead. Or her perfect room temperature is one that you sweat at.
First of all, we need to understand that even though men and women possess an equal value, they are different. We have both physical and psychological differences. Men like to have clear goals and competitiveness, whereas women enjoy the process of doing stuff. Waffles and spaghetti.
Is that what you had for breakfast?
No, that's how men's and females function. Women are capable of multitasking, but men have troubles with it. In conclusion, it's okay to be different. We all expect that our spouse would act the same as we do, but in real life, that's not true.
Do you think all people are designed to be married?
No,
No. Why not?
because cool people such as me get married.
Well, most people are designed to get married. Genesis 2:18 says it's not good for a man to be alone. So you will most likely end up being married to someone unless you have a special gift.
Well, you know, every man wants to be needed, and every woman wants closeness and security, you know. Besides, everybody has the emotional loneliness, which is the need for a special person. So most people are designed to get married.
Marriage is for life. Never consider divorce. The only two exceptions are adultery and abandonment. And even then, the Bible calls us to forgive and work on the problem together. Otherwise, if you divorce, you break the covenant, which means you tear the second off that appeals to God. Don't do that.
Personally, I got divorced 2 times.
We don't curse on Australian cable television.
Okay, извините, sorry. Personally, I got divorced 2 times already for my life, and statistically, 50% of the marriages in the United States getting end like that. So I think there is nothing bad divorce.
Did you have sex before marriage?
Yes, I did have sex before marriage. At that time, I was sure that the sex will improve the relationship. I thought our sexual desires would be satisfied, which would make us happy. But I was wrong. I regret my decision. I will tell you more. I looked at the statistics and found that 2/3 of couples wish they had waited until marriage, and 80% of parents advise their kids to get married first and then have sex after.
Of course I had 100 of times. Like first time was really amazing, but then it's just was less and less me, and I just do it for the good feelings.
No.
No. Why? Is it because the Bible prohibits sex before marriage?
No, it's not just because Bible prohibits it. I have my own reasons for that. Bible does prohibit and before marriage, not only intercourse but anything that is sexually too far.
Today I can have sex with my wife, but tomorrow I can have it with somebody else. It just really doesn't mean anything.
After having sex, you get extremely dependent on the person, and if something goes wrong, it feels a lot more painful, you know. Emotions are difficult to control in relationships, yet it is even harder once you have sex.
How far is okay to go?
You know what? That's the wrong question to ask. The right question to ask is, would it be glorifying to God, and will it build up your partner?
I'm a heartbreaker.
If you were in a sexual relationship with somebody before your potential wife or husband, you never forget them. Moreover, you make comparisons. You compare every person you already had sex with the new one. Sex outside of marriage is also dangerous. Every time there is a chance your girlfriend can get pregnant, which can make a big change in your life. The other thing is sexually transmitted diseases, which can take a long time to cure and can be incurable at all. You know what I mean? And then you can pass it to your kids and other generations. I don't think your children will be grateful for that.
I had sex with my wife the night I got married, and it was unbelievable. It was by far the best wedding gift I could ever have received. And I'm thankful that God has prepared such a great blessing for me.
Ay, 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 ay.